Oh, hey everybody. What is going on? Fush! Sinvec, how good are keyboards? Kill Combat, welcome. Thanks for the contributions. Where are we at now? Where is my cursor? There it is. We are at 84%. Oh my god. We're going to get it really soon. Okay, real quick. One thing I came to realize is, I don't know how many of you guys have been watching VODs, but ever since we did the recording, the very first recording stream, I've noticed in my VODs, like the audio is really bassy. So, I want to see if there's something I can do to address that. VOD. Okay, I found this 3-band equalizer filter on OBS. I don't know if you guys hear this in the regular stream, but I know the VODs definitely have seem like they have too much bass. And knowing that it's like kind of the same outs, I'm gonna just try to bring this down here in the VODs. Okay. All right, so I just pulled it down 3 decibels. I'll adjust it as we need to whenever you guys clip or whenever I see these VODs. I'll just up it or put it down whenever I need to. Now watch a real Chris Zero, welcome. Thank you for that contribution. All right, yeah, no packages. Unfortunately, it is Sunday. There's not much here by way of packages on a Sunday, so let's kind of get started. I've adjusted some of the lighting in my room. I usually have this giant light box pointed at the angle where my ceiling meets the wall, and then just have that light bounce back, but I'm now pointing it a little bit more towards me, so the overhead should look a little bit cleaner. Especially considering this seemed to get pretty darkish after trying to run the 10-bit and the same LUT as this guy. And then I've adjusted this guy to have like a little bit less depth of field. Just bring it down a little bit. Okay, yes, so this is the build today. We got an Olive K. You might notice the 55 grams is in quotes because it's like listed at 55 grams, but I noticed that it was heavier. I found Theremin Goat's review on these switches, who kind of basically explained like, yeah, I don't know, those weights that they listed them at might be at actuation points rather than them being at bottom out points. So he said these are probably like closer to 68 or so. So I just put that in there as the detail. But all right, let's pull out the current build, run a type test, and then put it away, and then work on today's build, because this is a second build and not a rebuild. Ooh, okie doke. So here it is. This is the Olive K. Let's get this plugged in. Let's get this bad boy plugged in here. GMK Olive. I don't have GMK Olive. I actually wasn't sure that I ever really fully liked GMK Olive, to be perfectly honest. This is the olive colorway of the K. And this has pewters in them. Yes, this is the brass bottom, for anyone who wants to see it. Perestroika box reveal. Oh shit, this is struggling. I need to update this as soon as that memory card comes in. Hopefully there's some fixes for it. You want to see the box or Perestroika? We've seen it, but I can show it again. Perestroika hype. Come on, man, this autofocus on this camera is not chill, man. Alright, I'm shaking it up now at this point. Brass! Alright. shake it more. Okay, doke. Let's run a type test on this. You guys up for a type test? Let's point this downward. We're getting close. We're super close. Shoney's welcome, and thank you for the contribution. And Thixius, by the way, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Getting closer. Type test right out the gate, boy. All right, here we go. This is the K with pewters. I believe I did a spring swap on these pewters. Let me find out. What the... Yeah, the pewter has these. I think they came with either 60 or 62 gram springs, and then I actually spring swapped some 63.5 gram springs from a different JWK switch. Can't remember which one, to be perfectly honest. I don't remember. So wishing I had classic red though, for like just I don't know, just cause. As compared to, say, Perestroika. All right, let's do this. 60-second test. JWK pewters with 63.5 gram springs. Alu plate. Olive K. Brass bottom. Here we go. Alrighty. So there's that Vin selling. Oh, classic red? Nice. Gummy, welcome. How's it going? Happy Sunday. I do have that one JTK Coca-Cola set. Oh. Puncture, yes, there's my collection. Oh, we do have some news. I forgot to tell you guys this news. Real quick news, guys. So I've been lagging on doing anything with those videos I've been recording. But that's gonna change. I've been waiting because I was doing some shuffling with these YouTube accounts and YouTube channels that I've been like trying to just like hold off on talking about it. But it's finally arrived now. I'll just punch in the command. Exclamation YouTube. I was trying to move the corner blocker's handle from my VOD channel, which I think you could see is VOD. Does that work? My VOD channel now has, it used to have a corner blockers. I've changed it to CG1 VODs, and corner blockers got moved to this brand new channel with currently nothing on it. But that will eventually be where all my type tests are. So feel free to drop the your subscribes there if you so please. But I'll do some promo when we actually go and get some videos on it too. So I'll put that. Put the command in the title first. Thank you. Okay, so just letting you guys know all that. So, okay, and then finally, I do also have the CG Buen handle on YouTube as well, which is where my Hello M0110 type test is. I'm probably gonna like hide that, and then just like re-up it to the corner blockers test. Hey CGB Peebs, welcome. Okay, so that's what we got going on, guys. Thank you for the subs there, much appreciated. All right, For anyone just tuning in, we'll do another type test here, and we'll do it with some music on. Get the ambiance back in. Okay, okay, so anyone just jumping in here. This is an olive K with a brass bottom, alu plate, and JWK pewter switches with 63.5 gram spring swapped in. Let's do this. Let's go on this view too. All right, what do you guys think? You guys like the sound of that? Well, if you guys do, it doesn't really matter because we're gonna change this up tonight. So, okay, we'll deal with the assembling of it later. Randy Ocean, welcome. Punk Shoe sounds fire, nice. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, the pewters are pretty cool, I gotta say. All right, but we'll handle the assembly of it later. It's really weird. If you guys just want a brief rundown of why it's weird, it's a Gummy O-ring mount board, and the way that the Gummy O-ring mount works, it's just like it's different here than it is in others. And I think when going with the 30A ring that I did on this, it just made assembling it really hard. So we're probably going to change that out entirely because I don't think it's really necessary. And we'll figure it out then later. V2, welcome. Ankit, welcome. Welcome, guys. All right. Yes. So this was the previous build. Pewters with a spring swapped into them, 63.5 JWK springs in there. But we're gonna put this away right now because we're working on a second build. Okay. So there's a bunch of junk in here. Let's take a look. Oh shit, there were some, I think these are like, I don't know, these are probably like Duroc V1 stabilizers. I think I might have been intending to give these away because these have the these instead of this. You guys know what I mean. All right, and I think one of the funny things was one of them is like kind of, I started lubing it before I realized that there was a difference made. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, there's 10 in there. I don't know if there's supposed to be more wires in here. I guess I could throw some in if you guys really want them. But yeah, there's like what appears to be a bunch of missing parts that I think I need to like put together for all of this. But maybe we'll run a giveaway for this. You guys cool with that? Running a giveaway for these stabilizers, which are likely to be Duroc V1. I think they're Duroc V1, if not Zeal. All right, we'll give this away later, and I'll get everything else in order. We'll need to get this whole thing in order. So, all right, some stabilizers to give away at the end of stream. All right, this is not a 38 O-ring. The 38 O-ring is in the board right now. I'm pretty sure this is 50. I think a little BDZ can handle. All right, there's a. I assume is this a map of Singapore? Oh shit, nothing's plugged in. All right, a bag. Here's some foam. You guys like foam? I hear everyone in here is really into foam. All right, so a little wrench. That is my address. Got a cleaning cloth here. And a little more foam lever. Foam lever is up in chat. All right, you got some instructions. Very slick. E-text case giveaway, only V2 can enter. All right, here's the plate. We had a spare alu plate. I think the situation was, for some reason, I thought when buying the brass bottom in extras that it came with a brass plate. So I bought another alu plate, but it turns out in the extras period, brass bottom only included an alu plate, so I have two of them. So oops, but it's all good. I'm not tripping. All right, so that's our plate. We meanwhile, if you guys might be able to recall, man, I should not have laid this all down like this. This is a bad idea. Okay, I'm gonna sort through this, make sure this is clean. Okay, so there's, I don't remember exactly what this is for, but maybe that'll be necessary later. I'll leave it out. And I'll leave that out. These two go back in. This is our giveaway. Just spray paint it and call it brass. Okay. Okay, so you guys might have remembered, I don't know how long ago it was. I gotta look at a calendar. I think it was January 17th, so over 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago. We reassembled that stupid Sanyo 60 where I previously used the wrong PCB and had this daughter board sticking out of it despite it being a like a connector style board. So that PCB is what we're going to use today here. Because it still has a couple of stabilizers on it. Never got to try a K. They always sound nice though. It's all right. It's a cool looking board for sure. Sound and feel wise, it's all right. But maybe we just need to do another build for me to change my mind. Okay, so this is the PCB. It has occurred to me, I don't know 100% if this will work. We may be in a kind of weird situation. So we might actually have to disassemble the board just to sort of see what's going on. Because one thing I'm recalling is I think the K used an H60 PCB. And what I remember is that this PCB specifically has some pretty weird edge cuts on this that I think don't match what the H60 has. So I guess we do have to open this up after all. And now I'm recalling it's screwless. So you got to find the screws. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Are there only 4 screws? Maybe I should have kept the instructions out. Didn't like K? Yeah, it's it. Like I would say, okay, there's 4. Okay, cool. Appreciate it, Ankit. Yeah, like I want to say that like it was a cool looking board for sure, and it's a really nice board. But when it comes to like sound and feel, I would venture to say it was nothing special when it came to sound and feel. I think the way it looks and the way it's built is really interesting. And that's why I still appreciate it. There it is. Oh, that's what this driver was for. It was for these case screws. Unfortunate. Yeah, it's like, yeah, sound and feel is okay. This was the very first O-ring mount board that I've done. And it was the first one where it's like we had to make the realization of how to deal with the HHKB corners and how they would be like sort of addressed. And this is the first time I realized you need to put like these dummy switches in them. DCS Reaper shipping, by the way. Ooh, yeah, I got 2 Alps kits. Probably excessive, but I did. I now have a lot of Alps key sets to the point where I could probably get away from using those Matthias ones at this point now. Because they just don't have like the best stabilizers. Okay. So this is really weird, and we're about to see exactly why. When I pull this off, like, I think it's that the ring is simultaneously attached, I believe, I forget where, but I guess we didn't really see. Ah, no, it was on the top. So here was the situation. The top has these like things that you would hook onto for those O-rings. And it was really hard to like actually hook them properly and then like flip the, you know, this whole thing over to like get it to seat properly, you know, together with both the top and the bottom. Almost impossible is what it felt like. And you could probably go back to the VOD. I think it was like December of 2021 when I built this. You can just see me struggle to like deal with this because it's just so weird. Yeah, you do the top around the post, but like with a 30A, like with a ring that's super soft, trying to like affix this just right was like such a nightmare. And so we're just gonna switch to the I think it's the 50A. And apparently the 50A made it much easier. And just in general, the harder it was, the easier it would be. On top of that, not that I actually even tried the 50A, but I think the impression I got from hearing everybody was talk about it was you didn't get a whole lot of tangible benefit from actually using a 30A, just because like it was just gonna be stiff anyways. This is what I recall, but I guess we'll find out today, but yet with a different assembly. Okay, so right off the bat, I think we're gonna have some issues with this. So this is a Monoke. This is an H60, but it's like Monoke branded, and now I'm wondering if just any PCB will work with this. So I don't have any H60s on me, but I do have something else. I forget exactly what it was called, but I'll go grab it. We might need to use a different PCB. Yeah, this doesn't even have the same cutouts like at all. So let me be right back. It's a standard old H60. Newer H60s have the inner stabilizer going the other way. I see. Okay, so let me go and grab one other PCB that's not an H60, but I don't know. We'll see what the edge cuts look like. Alrighty. This right here is called a HAD60, and there's no fewer than 1 billion edge cuts on this, so hopefully it'll just work. Looks like it. Does anyone have any familiarity with this PCB? Because I just remember someone was selling it when I was trying to buy something else. And I was like, oh yeah, I'll add a PCB. This guy was just like randomly selling on the side. But I think this should work. It just, yeah, we gotta check the JST, see if it'll work. It's in the same spot, but one thing I wonder is whether or not this, the cabling is the same or not. So we could try it. It did come with its own cable and daughter board. Is the enter stabilizer south facing? Let's see. I'll just look at it from this side. I believe it's the same orientations. I believe. Let's check if it's the same orientation for all of them. I think I might have it flipped. Wait, no, I didn't. Okay. Looks the same for the space bar. I think it looks the same for... Let's check left shift. Left shift and also enter. I think it's the same. Okay. So again, this also came with some cables too. Let's check the cables and see. All right. There's a daughter board that it's attached to, and there's also another daughter board thing. It's kind of interesting. I've just had this sitting around. I've never used it. Okay, so that's black is on the right side on the flat side, and then the right side on the flat side. Meanwhile, this guy, Jesus, yellow, I think it's the same. Oh fuck, dude, I gotta fix this. We're gonna update this camera firmware above. Hopefully we won't get that issue quite as much. I think it's also maybe there might be a mode I need to change for autofocus on it. Could be that too. I'm just gonna try to plug it in. We'll just like test to see if it works. Hopefully I don't kill anything. Only one way to find out. And then I'll probably steal those. I will probably steal those stabilizers, just the two U's, and then we'll run Duroc on this. Another based 60 build. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, HAD. Okay, so it actually connected, and I'm gonna guess that this must all work. All right, this is gonna be like, this is a Flexi PCB. We are running it on Alu, so we'll see how that affects it. Yeah, I'm curious to see. There's 2 long flex cuts on this, and 1 billion edge cuts, and so this should hopefully be valid. Okay, I just noticed we're on win keyless, so... Oh, shit, y'all can't see this. Brass? Yeah, this is a brass bottom K. Layouts. HHKB. Looks pretty solid, except... MO1. Right win. We'll do right alt as well. Where's control? Left control. All right, layer 1. Insert delete. Caps lock. Boy, the previous map was having a little too much fun here. Left, right, down, home page up, end page down. Speed run. Hey. Okie doke. D's nuts, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Okay, so going back to it, key tester. We already tested the first 3 rows, but we just need to test the bottom 2. Alright, this PCB is pretty chill. Let's move forward. Again, I think we should be solid with this. Good looking out. Do you have tulip? Tulip? All right. I ought to get all of this out of the way. Carefully place that there. Tulips on these nuts. I was waiting for it. Okay. So again, we'll steal these. Let me think about it. It's funny, because you know why I think, I don't know if it's a why. I don't know if this is the reasoning for it, but the K used this gummy ring, this weird gummy ring mount thing where it affixes to the top. And I wonder if maybe, some of that might have gone towards talking about what to do with these spacebar stabilizers. I don't know. That's my guess. So part of me is like, I could do this, but, or, you know, we could just like avoid it by instead, going towards, you know, using TX on this. That's like another option. I could just save this for another day. So we might just want to start fresh. So I'll do that. Okay, so this will go away too. I'm gonna grab a beater mat. I think this one will work here. All right, TX. What's in this guy? This is 1.6 white. And we have 1 in here. So we're gonna need 2 more to grab out of another white set. Oh, Kobe. Funny thing about that, I don't think I have any more spare 1.6 whites. I only have black. Really? That's a little bit of a surprise. Guess I'll need to buy 1 more full box. I could grab one of these. So 1, 2. One second, guys. A little delay here. This is funny here. Maybe I could do a mix and match because I think this is the cobalt. And I think we have like maybe 2 left in here. Fuji Deathmatch so lit. Hey, lurk for a moment while I run jumper wire. Okay. No worries. Alright, maybe. How much do you guys hate me if I mixed and matched stabilizers? These are cobalt colored. But it's just like it's otherwise the perfect amount for me to like toss all of this. Would hate you a lot, Voodoo. I'm gonna do it. I can't think of, let me see. Or I could save this for a future stupid build. What build will I hate in the future enough for me to want to do this to it? Taking a look here at my my schedule. I guess I could wait. I'm passionate about color matching. I typically am too. So I see one stupid build we could do this on. So maybe we'll save that for then. Basically, it would go on that other skeleton where I still need to run a PCB. So I'm just gonna break this down and throw this off to the side because I think there's otherwise a move here. I'm just surprised. I swear I had more stabilizers than I actually do. Where do you typically get your stabilizers from? Oh, just around. Sometimes, like, I don't know, wherever I usually am just buying something else, if they have TX stabilizers, I'll buy them at the same time. So, and then like if I ever just need TX stabilizers, then I don't know, maybe like Makibo or just wherever. Okay, so I'll put this away for now. I got these 2U sets, and I think the 2U sets are really cool. Because they're perfect for the 60s that I do, and then all you need to do is find like an extra wire. Oh, and you get a whole thing. You get a whole shim thing for like less stabilizers. I never noticed that before, but that's pretty chill too. Nico Steven, by the way, welcome. Voodoo, Nico Steven. Who else has joined here? Everybody else. Happy Sunday. Okay. What next? I need to grab a wire. Actually, maybe let me also quickly use some calipers on this guy. I'm pretty sure that's 1/6. There's a black wire. Yeah, that's 1/6. We good. Alrighty, let's work on this. Gotta find everything though. It's always the problem, is just have everything all over the place. Oh, you know, we had that suggestion about the applicators. Let's try the applicators today. Is this it? No, I had another one. Here it is. We'll use that for BDZ later. All right, can I just flip this all out? Oh, perfect. And we only need 2 of the wires. Yeah, this basically works super perfectly for me because it's not like I trust their 7U wires anyways at this point. They bend. I forgot to ask, have you seen the HHKB Lily from Gawk? I have, and Mr. Gawk, the man himself, welcome, thank you for the contribution. Yeah, the Lily's awesome. How timely. Arigato Roboto, welcome. What's good? All right. Hopefully tonight we can make up for how long yesterday's stream was. You know, I found out that that stream yesterday was actually 15 minutes longer because at some point, I don't know, Twitch had a disconnect. And I think that was why Antixius's second package opening went through on the rewards. But like it disconnected me without telling me anything wrong happened. Like if you go actually look at my VODs, yesterday's stream is split into two, and the first one was like 15 minutes long. Yeah, man, Twitch was tripping yesterday. Okie doke. Housing and inserts all good. Alright, let's try this trick here. Was it Randy Ocean who suggested this? BDZ on an applicator? Rather than using a whole brush? Yes. Oh shit, that's a lot. Gotta get used to it. This is different. Alright. Kind of blotted on, but yeah, just until you can't see the wire anymore. Yeah, let's try this out. It's different. I'm not going to say it's easier. It's different though. I do kind of see a situation here where it's like, okay, I feel like I'm wasting less. I will say that that part of it's kind of nice. It's just like the comfort of feeling like I'm not being wasteful. Xcryptic XO. Thanks for the follow. I just love BDZ all over fingers. I still am kind of getting a little bit on it, but I'm just wiping it on the edge of my desk mat. It's like a work mat anyways, so. New caps just came in the mail. Pumped. Nice. What'd you get? Sick. Ooh. Is it dual shot? Did you get dual shot? I'm still waiting on tracking. Canon caps 407. Oh, nice. Okay. I'm intending to pick up some Canon caps at some point. Truthfully, I think what I'm gonna do is there is a nice PBT and also a cannon cap set that I like, and I'll probably buy them hopefully at the same time whenever Alumizu drops. Alumizu extras drop. Alumizu, this is probably gonna be pricey as hell, but especially to kit it for HHKB, but I feel like I gotta do it, man. It's funny because it's like I never really thought I really 100% liked regular Mizu, but Alumizu seems really nice. Bottom for my Envoy, nice. Envoy, that's the mode. It's like a 65% for mode, is that right? I've been seeing a bunch of streams about that. Mode 65, I see. Was there a mode 65 in the past? And did they just like change this iteration to have like a non-numbered name? Or am I off with this assessment? I've been like not paying attention to mode at all because I'm an HHKB guy. For anyone just tuning in, I'm waiting for mode to put out that HHKB. Doritos. You guys ever see that Doritos sketch with Aziz Ansari? What was that on? It was like some kind of college humor. Sonnet is 70, pretty sure. Mode 80 was our first part. So did they was there never a 65? Human Giant. 65 after a few iterations of the 80. Okay, I feel like it's weird. I feel like I'm putting too much and too little at the same time. Weirdly enough. All right, let's just go with this and hope it's not too much. Probably is, though. $65. Okay, then the Sonnet. I see. The skit got removed from the air. I know, right? And it kind of makes sense. Probably they must have got like a C and D for it, something, right? I'm sure it exists somewhere. It's got to exist like somewhere on someone's, I don't know, just some weird like random upload site. And it must be like labeled something else. What's the skit about? There's 3 guys in a grocery store, and then 2 of them are just like, they're pointing out all of these like snacks and then just like kind of singing these jingles, for each of the individual snacks. And then the 3rd guy is like a little bit lost, and then he's like trying to hang with them. He's trying to just like fit in by trying to sing along, but he's like all late and everything. And then he comes across like a bag of Doritos, and then he just starts singing some jingle of Doritos that makes it makes no sense. It's like not real. Like it's just like completely made up, and he's just like completely riffing. And then the other 2 guys are just like, what are you doing, man? So then they made a second part of the skit like way later. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine it was like they came back to back or anything, but there's a part 2 of this sketch where the guys like come home from the grocery store, and then they turn on the TV, and then a Doritos commercial comes on, and then like there's someone who's actually singing that jingle, that super nonsense jingle on an actual TV commercial. This is so stupid. So I gotta imagine it probably got taken down because it was you know, the use of the likeness was probably not permitted of any of those brands being sung about. Oh my god, I feel like I just got BDZ everywhere. Where did this all come from? Oh my god. Alright, be right back. I gotta clean this up. All right. This is the PCB. Let's work at this. Jason709, thanks for the contribution. Guys, we're getting very close. Oh shit, you find it on YouTube? Did someone put it up on YouTube? Video unavailable. This video is private. Video unavailable. This video is private. Both of them private. Do you get it in your region? Oh shit. It needs a login? I am logged in. Do you have some secret login, or do you have like the overseas hack? Is that it? Like, is it all hidden in the US? Is that why Andy and I can't find it? What to do? J79, welcome. What to do? I get this really strange feeling that this build might potentially be quick. But, you know, I've just jinxed myself, as I usually do. Six hours later, Clexus, welcome back. I think we could do this in under 3. That's my prediction. We could finish in under 3. This, I don't think it's gonna be a super challenging build. Remains to be seen. Fix my buddy's PCB by jumping the pad in like 15 minutes. Fucking cake. Cake. Nice. Okie doke. All these guys are in. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab that. There's like a one singular one with 4 somewhere. All right. This one has 4. So we'll use these 4. And I'll grab the 2 from the new one. So satisfying, especially when it wasn't my fault. Damn, BDZ everywhere. Hey, so what are those little nibs for TX stabilizers do? Shims? Yeah, they so TX stabilizers are like they're like a replica of like cherry clip-ins. That's how I would describe them. Like they have that clip-in sort of factor. And what they do is they cut these shims that you could break off this little shim holder, and where they clip into the PCB, the actual stabilizers, you can shove this, you can wedge them in between the two clips. That way there's like some security in them, you know, not popping out. Historically, people have just like kind of used toothpicks. Like you could like wedge a toothpick in there and then snip the Q-tip, or sorry, the toothpick, and then that'll kind of like hold things in place. But these are nice because they're just like dedicated for it. You don't have to do any clipping. So let me see if I can show y'all. Toothpicks OP. Do you think the toothpicks are better than these? So yeah, if you've ever seen this, like I could just pull this off. So this is what they normally look like when you just like kind of insert them, if we can get the focus good. And then you kind of wedge something in there, whether it be a toothpick, or what's nice is they kind of just already do that for you by virtue of these shims. So you just kind of put it in there, and then hopefully you're good. I think toothpicks in cherry were more secure than these nibs in TX, but they're both fine, yeah. I think I find these really convenient because then I just don't have to, like, there's less I have to do. But in general, you know, even if the cherry ones are more secure, I do like how tight the wires stay in TX. I feel like they're tighter than in cherry, I think, in my opinion, or in my experience. And on top of that, like its ability to kind of just like not rattle is also kind of nice. But you do have to, you know, still put in work in it. Like there is no lube, so will there be pop out issues if you don't use those? Asking for a friend. I've heard of it. I don't know that I've ever had it happen myself. But I'd heard of people having these like completely like just like the whole housing pop out. Privated. Yeah, Andy. So I think the what it sounds like, How Good Are Keyboards is not in the US. So if he can see it, it might be like private just for us, like in our region. I don't know though. And that kind of makes sense, right? This is probably where all the restrictions are, you know? Okie doke. Stabilizer's good. All right, let's take a look at these TTC Wild switches. I think I might need to do a space bar. A space bar spring. There we are. So I think these guys were not done. This is all the rest of them. And so one of these needs to get replaced by a spring that's a little bit heavier. But in the meantime, we could punch all the rest of them in. Let me think about it. I'm gonna go grab the key set. All right, so we're finally finding a home for Dandy, but we're gonna switch things up a little bit. We have Nuke data put onto the X60R, and what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna mix and match the two sets And hopefully it'll like be chill, you know? And then maybe sooner rather than later I should put in the spacebar spring so that we could test the stabilizers first. I'm eating a big old bag of Doritos. Did I learn about Incognita Doritos lately? Absolutely fire, like purple Doritos, but a tad different. I don't even know what any of those things are. What are purple Doritos? I don't eat chips. I don't eat chips, and I need you guys to recognize that I'm not a chip guy. I don't do chips. Incognito Doritos, once you eat them, there's no history of you eating them. Sweet and spicy chili, I see. What if they were on top of a pizza? I don't think I'd do it. Doke. Alrighty, so we're gonna mark this up. Fact. You know what go hard on pieces of Tapatía Doritos? Alright, we're going to X that out, and I guess we'll X the weird boxy part of the stem. Okay, marked up. Sweet. Oh shit, it just pops out. That's some 3-pin behavior right there. Chris, I've genuinely have points. Oh, we're getting so close though. Oh my god, 857,000 points. You guys are incredible. And get this out of the way here. I gotta try these stabilized keys. We're gonna do that shortly here. Damn, these go tight. How many collective hours I've viewed that equates you from a points perspective? Refund the points once you... I don't know if... I couldn't find the refund feature for challenges. It's gotta be in there, but I couldn't find it. I can find it for regular redeems, but not for challenges. Sounds good to me. I'll just leave these out. Oh, we need to put in some dummy switches on the bottom corners, and then we need to tape them up so that we can avoid the PP60 issue. Jizzy drained. Ooh, man, these are tight. Oh, hearing this shit? Oh my god. Bro, come on. There we go. Massively so. Bruh. These feel nice. These are kind of nice, these switches. They're a really tight fit, but what's interesting is that so far, at least, I'm not experiencing any binding. Kind of wild. Kind of TTC Wild. If anyone needs another explanation of this build command, there are two variants of TTC Wild switches. One was listed at like 42 grams and the other one was listed at like 55. When I first got it in hand, I got the 55 because it was a little heavier. And I was just like, well, I'm going to spring swap anyways, but it's a little heavier and I think I like the colors better. When I got it in hand, I was like, wait, why does this feel like a switch that I would already actually like stock? So I went to like look it up to see like, is the 55 something else? Because the 55 might be like the actuation point. I found Thurman Goat's review for it, and he kind of basically confirmed it-ish, saying that like the 55 might be the actuation force, and then it's probably closer to 68, which is the weight that I usually like. So I put the 55 in quotes because that's what it's called, but I, in parentheses, labeled it as it's probably 68 because that's probably what it is. Dude, Thurman Goat's reviews are so good, partially for points like that. Yeah. Ooh, god damn. Ah, fucking. Ah. Yeah, this plate, man, this plate is tricky. Where I put the G on one. Oh, it's right here. Ooh. God damn. My God, bro. This shit's crazy. I bet this is gonna, like, if I ever want to take these switches out, probably impossible. Probably gonna do damage. All these implements hanging out of the body like a surgery. Alright, 2 more up here. And then we gotta put in some dummy bottoms, which are gonna come from some other switch bottoms. You already know what it is. Alright, there's all that. I turned that out a 4th plate for. Keep forgetting about it. Alright, we got kale bottoms. Hell yeah. Okay, so we gotta make some cuts here, which I'll do with these wire cutters underneath the desk. Okay, so if anyone wants to see it, take a look at this, guys, for those who haven't seen it before. This right here is just a normal bottom, like switch bottom. You see, and it's a 3-pin. Doesn't really matter. We need to be able to solder it on. But the problem is that, like, for an HHKB, you want the corners, there for the Gummy O-ring mount to, like, kind of go around. But for HHKB, these need to be blocked, and you can't really block it with the normal, like, switch height. So what I do instead here is I take that bottom, and I just did the first one here, and then you just kind of shave off everything that protrudes, which includes, like, that curved part of the contact leaf, as well as the 2 side rails. And so from this point, you'll be able to, like, just kind of push it on there. And then now you have, like, a post for that, that O-ring to finally go around. But one last thing is that I did this a couple of times until I finally saw a problem surface, specifically on the PP60, which is that when you finally put this all together in a board, there's a chance that, like, I don't know, if you put some pressure for some reason on the bottom portion of a board, you could potentially make contact between the top case and the remainder of what's in the contact leaves right there. So what I realized a solution to that is you just tape the top. Just kind of like, short prevention. So I'll just cover it like that. Just need to cover that metal part. So I got a little extra piece of tape here, and I'm gonna do the cuts on this next guy. I always think about this comparison when looking at my stuff, working on keyboards, little tapes, little boxes, tape, driver's wire, braid, iron syringes. Authorities, when they find my autopsy drawers, tweezers too. Mediocrity, welcome. What kind of tape is that? This is a gaffer's tape. Oh, that flew out. Don't know where. We'll find it later. Damn it, I think that flew out too. Okie doke. Oh my goodness. Eli Agnifolio with the big raid. Oh my goodness. Welcome, guys. How is everybody? Well, yeah, did I pronounce that right? I never know if I pronounce that correctly. It's pronounced Jackie. It sounded pretty good. I try. Okay, for anyone just tuning in, we're working on a K, which is an O-ring, Gummy O-ring mount board, HHKB layout. And if anyone's wondering what I've done here, I put these dummy bottoms so the O-ring can come around on these posts at the edge. So that it's like kind of the same square that we know and love. But you did have to shave off these tops of these dummy bottoms. And then we're also covering it with tape to prevent any possible shorts from the top case to the remainder of these these contact leaves, which we'll solder in just so they stay in place. Shaggy didn't give us a raid message. Rolls right off the tongue. I try. Nox Umber, welcome back, by the way. Happy February. Happy Sunday. What were you up to tonight? Hope your stream went well. All right, drop some eagle eyes in the chat if you got eagle eyes. I'm about to check for any bent pins. And if we have any bent pins, we're in some trouble here because these switches are really tight in the plate. All right, so we got raid message. Those green switches look nice. Yeah, these are TTC Wild switches. I think they're from Matrix. They got like that sort of they call them like dust proof or like, you know, box style stem. So we're gonna try these out tonight. But I'm just using my eagle eyes right now, making sure no bent pins here. I think we're pretty solid. I don't see any issues. We're looking pretty good. Pretty good. I like how simple this PCB looks. Makes it easy to find the pins. All right. I think we're solid. Rebuilding a duck. Ooh, nice. Oh man, McLovin got to put out some more PCB redos. I love them. I got a couple of the KMac LE PCBs for McLovin. Still haven't actually built with them yet, but you know, at some point I will. They released a KMac Happy PCB. Oh, same here. Do you have a KMac Happy? I have two. Way overpaid. And both of them at least a little bit scuffed. But yeah, I would definitely be all over a KMac Happy PCB too. Okie doke. I think we're ready to go with the solder job. I do. Mine's a 60% version with the removable blockers for optional. Nice. Yeah, I have that one in silver, and then I have the actual HHKB one in titanium. The funny thing about it is they're both scuffed in one way or another. The titanium HHKB has a bunch of like, you know, visual scuffs like just throughout, and then the silver WinKey, it didn't come with the 1.5 blockers. Mine just came with the 1U and the, for whatever reason it exists, 1.25U blockers. Okay. So normally I open this window, but I have this light kind of pointing straight out. And like I always just get the feeling that like the people like, you know, a street down who can like kind of see through my window are probably annoyed by this. So let's just hope that between this fume extractor and this air purifier that will be good. We're trying to stay safe here, of course. But yeah, I ended up using those 1.25U blockers in a duck poker. What I found out is that you can basically change, like, so right here, depending on your plate and your PCB, 1.5 and 1 can be redone as 1.25 and 1.25. So I use the 1.25U blockers on a duck poker with like a DZ60 PCB or something, and then I use 1.25 mods for the WinKeys. So that's where I ended up using it. I got to imagine that that might have been what they were thinking with the KMac Happy, but the PCB doesn't even have that layout going for it. It's kind of weird. Or the plate doesn't, and also possibly the PCB too. The thing I wonder about dustproof switches is, does anyone lube the outside of the box on the stem? It seems like you would want, you'd have to if you want to eliminate the scratch. The whole damn thing rises the top housing as you depress the switch. I kind of like go upwards a little bit, but I don't think I do the whole thing. Oh, that's interesting. That might be. I'd have to check the layout on mine. Yeah. So yeah, if you got the 3 pairs, it's that you can like kind of try it and like check it out. And again, it was weird why they included the 125 because it didn't seem like it would work with the KMac Happy. But you can make it work with other boards. All right, let's get this party started. I need to turn this on. Anything else I'm forgetting? I think we're good. Yeah, dustproof is weird. Like, do people really have issues with dust getting in their switches, or is it just like a precautionary measure? Because, like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever had the problem. Do people, like, live in dust houses? Also, I'm going to turn down the, I'm going to turn down this heat a little bit. I know that people sometimes go at lower heats than I do. Oh, shit. So we're going to go, what, like 340? Let's do 340. Let's do 341. I mean, is it really stopping any dust more than non-dust proof? Mainly an issue for industrial and factory settings. Yeah. So, like, again, given that they're creating dust-proof switches for people who are, I don't know, I guess 90% in the hobby and just live in houses, it's like, it kind of seems a little extra, but all right. I mean, I guess it's for people who do. I had a friend who apparently got cat hair in her switches. Not sure how much dust-proof switch would help with that, though. I see. Never had an issue with dust in my switches that I know of. I would love to live in your basement, Chris. Pull a keycap off those switches on a CNC machine is just gnarly. Cat hair gets everywhere, no exceptions. All right, now let's get started here. Okay, so we're gonna do one leg on all of these, but we're also gonna first solder in the dummy bottoms here, just so that we don't forget. Alrighty. Okay, you know what's weird is that the person I bought this PCB from has definitely used it. And you can see, like, that some of the pads have changed to silver, where he or she soldered something in, right? But, like, I see it now. The person used this for win keyless. I was like, there's nothing on the win key, but there was stuff on for control. Alright. Fresh pads on the win keys. Person did otherwise also use split right shift and split backspace. And not ISO. Oh, I'm gonna go grab a glove. By the way, shouts out to Ilya Agnifolia as well. Appreciate the raid. Thank you guys for sticking around for the end of our stream, so you guys can make it here. We vibing tonight, working on this this K brass bottom. We're about to have some fun mixing up some keycap sets after we finish up the build. By the way, I don't know if you're still around, but the Octagon, was that the 75% or was that the TKL? I forget the names of some of the duck boards. I had a lightsaber when I had a lightsaber V1. That keyboard was sick. The 75, I see. Got it. Dude, McLovin and those reproductions, those are super clutch, man. Name was a bit all over the place, yeah. I have a duck poker, duck sidewinder, eagle V1, and viper V3. I think the last duck board that I'd be looking for. Oh, this person used stepped caps. We're about to use full touch. The last duck board I'd be looking for, I think, has got to be the mini V2 with that giant brick in the back. That board is fucking sick. I was like looking up, and I think it was like Popcorn. Popcorn was selling one like about a year ago, and I just missed it. So that's sold. Nowhere to be found any longer. Mac 11 definitely super clutch. Now I have to use the OTD software to remap PCB. I know, dude. It's so annoying. Did you ever successfully use it? Because, you know, we made a discovery recently. It's like, I think I must have done it in the distant past. You know, back in the mid-2010s, and I just didn't remember. But, like, we were getting the arrow keys to not work. Until you changed your machine locale to Korean. I was like so confused. And like I remember it was weirdly like only described in like some like GitHub README or like a gist or something. That nobody else referenced. And I think that was just some person. That wasn't even like a duck representative or anything. It's like, did everybody know to do that? Such an odd hoop to jump through. I know, right? It's like up till that point, everything was just question marks. I think some Geek Hack people back in the day figured out and shared. Yeah. Man, that was dealing with that as recently as he did. That was not so chill. I think what we ended up doing was I got the Duck Viper V3 about 2 years ago, and I think by that point I was just like, fuck, I'll just flash the VIA firmware. But when you're dealing with like the Sidewinder, for example, or the Eagle, like you don't have the same luxury, like the Eagle V1. You don't have the same luxury of flashing VIA like that. I haven't even tried, I don't think I even tried the poker. The poker came with its own PCB, even though I think it was supposed to be just like a pretty easy drop-in replacement for like those old poker keyboards, those poker pre-builts. It did come with its own PCB anyways. But I didn't even try using that because I went straight to like a, I don't know, like a DZ60 or whatever it was I used in there. I'm also getting pretty low on just like standard PCBs. I mean, I might need to make a bulk purchase at some point. If I recall correctly, the VIA flash for the old Octagon PCB borked the LEDs, RIP indicator lights. Yeah, I think like there's a so there's similarly a VIA, or sorry, no, a TMK firmware for like the KMac Happy. But it also like, I think it was either the KMac Happy or the KMac LE, I forget which one. But like, it kills the LED usage. But you can reflash the old firmware, like if you just happen to have it or find it. The problem that I saw, though, actually was the way that the OG firmware was written on whichever KMac it was. I think it was the KMac Happy. It didn't like handle layers in a very sensible way. I don't know if you ever noticed that, but it's that like basically if you hold down the function key and then press something on, like hold down a function key and then press something on that layer, and then you release that function key, you would release yourself from that layer if you were still holding down whatever other key that you were trying to chord. It was just super messed up. So like I use like HHKB arrow keys, and so it's like if you hold down function and then like the apostrophe key to hit right, and then you let go of the function key but you keep your finger on the apostrophe key, you'd be shooting off apostrophes by that point. It's really weird. I did not like that at all. So I just ended up just saying fuck it, I'm not using the KMac firmware, I'm just gonna go with this TMK thing and, you know, enjoy the board. It's not like I really am seeing or using or care about the LEDs. Definitely janky. I don't ever use my KMac Happy enough to ever experience that. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It's definitely a weird thing. And the funny thing is that like the people that I bought these two KMac Happies from, all right, that one was perfect. I got an extra click there. The two people that I bought the KMac Happies from, I felt like they did not really use the KMac Happies like at all. Like they just had it for a little bit, probably played around with it, and then resold it. And I bought it at those flipper prices. And they were scuffed. But you know, I was sitting there trying to enjoy it for, you know, the couple of days that I was working on it till my next build. And I was like, man, some of this is messed up. That said, it is a nice historical piece for sure. I do like that about it. But again, super weird. Alright, so we're doing these alignment pushes right here. Trying to make sure everything's clicked in just right. We got one good click that made this process all worth it. Let's see if we get more. We're here on the second to last row. There's another one. Oh, we got more. So we got what, like 3 or 4 now to this point. Oh, there's another. Oh, we're crushing it on this row. Real good. It's definitely more of a collector's item for me. Yeah, but I enjoy using it. That's the thing. I think I had so much nostalgia for my KMac LE back when I used to use TKLs that I was looking at trying to get a KMac Happy for so long that once I finally had it, I was like, okay, yeah, this kind of gives me that feeling, physical feeling, and I guess also emotional feeling that I kind of anticipated out of an HHKB version of a KMac. I just wish I didn't sleep on it when, like, you know, I was around the hobby back then. That's like a little bit of the disappointment, is that like I had many opportunities to get one. Like from 2013 to 2015. Okay, we got all these in. All right, let's breeze through this here. I'm gonna finish up the soldering. But it's also cool too, because it's like there's so few like screw bottom mount boards just out there today. Like, as opposed to like trays or top mounts or whatever mount. The fact that you get like bottom mount, like screw in bottom mount on all these K-Macs, I thought was really cool. But those PCBs were super weird. Super long, like USB connector portions. Like way longer than a typical like Heine or whatever. And on top of that, like just those older, like early 2010s, like shitty PCBs that are manufactured out there with in Korea with like the pads that just completely tear off. They tear off after one attempt of desoldering. Not so chill. We had to jump one of my K-Mac Happy PCBs, and on top of that, I think I left my OG K-Mac LE PCB with PC Load Letter, and he was doing some repairs on that too because it kind of was a bit messed up. When I got the pads on, I feel like that was really indicative of a lot of older customs, just like them being produced on, like those PCBs are just not well manufactured on these old Korean customs. Not necessarily the nicest things about them. And to that extent, I guess that's why old pieces just remain like collectors or historical items, really. It's just otherwise a little bit hard to get right. Like I don't want to rebuild my K-Mac Happies at this point. Like I just want to leave them be. I feel that. I had built my my HHKB one with some older Nixies with a spring swap to Sprit Slow 3, and I feel like the moment that I built it, like not long after, Sprit announced like Slow 4 and Slow 5, and I'm just like, man, I should have just waited. Run that spring swap all over again. But I don't hate Slow 3, I felt like I could have improved it by having that spring be even longer. Alright, I'm not gonna lie. My eye got super itchy, but I'm not trying to scratch it right now. Reverse FOMO, I know, right? Went too early. Alright, I'm gonna try to get through this whole entire last row. Then I'm gonna run to the bathroom and wash my hands, and then I'm gonna scratch my eye. My eye is like super itchy right now. Almost there. Okie doke. Alright. I gotta run to the bathroom. I gotta wash my hands. Be right back. Oh my god, I feel so much better. Okie doke. Alright. Any out there sub, drop that eagle eyes emo. We're gonna check to see if I missed any. Drop the eagle eyes if you got eagle eyes. I think we're looking pretty good. Pretty good. Alright. I think we're good to go. Let me guess we got JST right here. Test JST. Before we do a big reassembly. All right, here we go. Oh, those switches are nice. These are, oh man, these stock springs are nice. 2-stage, would appear to be 68 gram springs. They're nice. Perfect. That is a great, great stock spring. Hey, shouts out to these TTC Wilds. I don't know if they're still like available, but if they are, y'all gotta cop this shit, man. All right, I got these from Novel Keys, but it was quite a bit ago. That's one issue. All right, let's get all of this out of the way. Alrighty. So we're gonna go with that, what I think is a 50A ring this time around. And this should make assembly way easier than that 30A. That 30A made things impossible. Oh shit. Okay, looks like we're pretty good. All right, let's throw this down. Okay, so this has to like loop around. Where's my tweezers? Here they are. So we gotta bring these O-rings here up around this area. So how do we? There we go. It's just like that. We got to do that on all 4 sides. Which again was, this seems to be much easier with a 50A, yet still kind of not easy. Oops. Bro. Bro. Oh my god. even now, I think I ruined the other side's. Okay, the hope is that'll just stay in place while I try to redo the top again. Okay, I think I was able to get it. So last time around, I think what I was trying to do was put this over the bottom to like just quickly handle the screw mount or like the screwless mount situation. But I also think that that's a little tiny bit, I mean, it might fall apart. So I think the key here is, shit, it already got fucked up. Damn, bro. That's, oh my goodness. Can y'all believe this? All right, for anyone who's built a K, what was your way of dealing with this? Because this is kind of much. I think maybe the key was to get a stiffer O-ring than this. Okay. So I again need to try to figure this out. I need to get the JST cable in there. But the thing is, I know that if I rest this down, that's when we start running a risk of the ring coming off of the posts. So it's a struggle. It's almost like I need this to be like stood up. If it's like I always need another keyboard stand or something. Damn, what's the move here? Okay, when I was doing the O-ring mount with the Tomo, I had to stand the front part up while connecting GST. Yeah, I think this is, I just rested this on my iFixit kit. I'm gonna see if this works. Oh, fuck. It's just sliding around. Jesus. Oh my God. All right. I'm gonna grab the I just don't know if that'll help. The keyboard stand that I have. Oh my God. Oh no. Did that work? I'm pretty sure the ring popped off. All right, I'm gonna lift this off. There's no other way. Good lord. Did I scuff this? Okay. I think we're good. Impossible. K definitely seems like a build that you do once ever. I got that feeling when I built this over a year ago. How frustrating it was to actually like get it assembled. Okay. All right. There's got to be a better way for this. So I think one of the issues that I see is that like trying to rest it down here on this direction, the switches protrude past the surface of the case. So that's kind of why if you press down, then you might actually push this back up and out, I think. So propping it up seems like the move, but I need something good to prop it up with. Let me try this real quick. If we do this with topre, I just don't know how good of an idea it actually is. Let's just try this. Can't even really get the brass bottom in. It's kind of the weird thing. It's out. Damn. Damn. All right, this is the struggle. Struggle of the K. There must be an easier way to do this. How is it that I struggled the 2 times I tried to build this? There must be an easier way. I almost need like... I need to weigh down these trays here. What else you got? Anything else heavy? Here's some measuring tape. Let's try it this way, but then let's try putting in the bottom first. I don't know if that'll make a huge amount of difference. Okay, I think that actually did it. I think. I hope. It looks fine. I don't see any issues through the screw holes. Let's hope that that's good. That was how I did it. You can let it stand on its own. I was struggling because I don't know. What it looked like was every time I tried to do so, the other side switches would depress against like the bottom surface, which is my desk, and then it would push the rings out of the posts. But Scuffboards, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Also, Scuffboards, I saw you had like a big celebration. You got 1,000 followers on YouTube. Was that right? Am I mistaken by that? Happy Sunday, happy February. How did you know? You had it on your Instagram. Congratulations, man. Hey, shouts out Scuffboards. Oh, I've managed. Okay, got it. But congrats, man. It seems like this is not really even the right size. Is this one seems like it might be too big. The heck? These are weird screws. These hex screws like almost seem like I guess they are tightened. Wait, hold up. I don't like these screws. They almost seem like they're hex screws that are about to strip. And I shouldn't mess with them any more than I am. That or it's like these hex screws are somewhere between 1.3 and 1.5. Hate those as well. Yeah, I feel like should I replace this or like get another bit? Because I don't have a bit. Like it included this Allen wrench, but it's like I'm worried. Like, will I actually be able to? You replaced yours? Yeah, these are not good screws, man. Whoa. I'm worried I can't get this one out. Maybe you gotta use a rubber band or something. I'm just like kind of worried here. I'll find a rubber band. I mean, this might be the move for tonight. All right, I found a few rubber bands. Gordon Derp, welcome. Yeah, bro, I gotta tell you, man, we got some issues with this. It seems like this hex screw is not a good hex screw. I swapped them for Phillips. Oh my god. Is it replaceable with like an M2 screw, like something you use for like stabilizers? Okay, I'm gonna do that where I can, because this somehow Monoke lived in a universe where you have hex screws that are inferior to Phillips. Somehow. It's a strange reality, I will say. Not one that I'm particularly fond of. Okay, now I gotta this one here on the top right almost seems like a lost cause. I got it in there and now I'm trying to get it out. Also, check a washer, 100% recommended. The screws will strip the anode. Oh yeah, it definitely has already. That has definitely already happened. So I can just, I'll do it in a bit. After we try to figure this out. Like, I don't really care. It's like, I'm not going to see it, but I get it. Sounds like 11K after a few mods is the best sounding board by far. Really? Yeah, what mods did you put in? I didn't put any foam in this. It came with a foam, apparently. Still too stiff for me, even with a half plate. It's weird, right? Like, this board being stiff was not on my list of expectations. But it happened. I don't hate it for it. It's just, it's not what I expected. Oh, is this not long enough? Okay, we got this last screw here that I am struggling to extract. Your comments going and saying, yeah, my bad. I gotta update the firmware. That's the truth of it. I think it's fixed when I get out of it. Put tape on certain places and fix hollowness and the shaky sound. Also use the harder Duro O-ring. Yeah, the O-ring might make a big difference, right? Trade around 10Ks. Only one of those had actually some bounciness to it. Not sure what it was. 30A O-ring. The 38. I had a 30A on this one. I didn't find it to be bouncy at all. I taped the sides of the top piece as well as the bottom piece. I see. I wonder if... will any of these guys work as extractors? I doubt it. I'm gonna mess up the anode trying to use these. Oh yeah, I'm fucking up the anode here. Ugh. I can't extract the screw, guys. Hot glue / super glue, that could be the move. I don't think I actually have any though. Trying to figure out the move here. Two pieces are in okay. They do have give width, for example, the corn. Do you have an hex wrench which you give 0 fucks about? You can solder it on. Ooh. I mean, I guess the one that this came with. It's a tight space. Oh God. Where'd I put it? Here it is. Oh, wait. I think I got it coming out. Oh. Wow, okay. I got it out. Get this fucking thing out of here. What the hell was that all about, man? What was that? I tried different Dura on the Portal. The Bakaneko didn't notice a big difference. Personally, maybe the corn's different. My finger's just dumb. Yeah, some of us have a poor sensory perception. I especially. That said, I think there's a little bit of a scuff on the anode at this point. Right in that spot right there. But we're just going to pretend like everything is fine. And that hopefully we won't see it. We won't see it when we get keycaps on this. Alright, I think that's the board. Oh my god. Yeah, K is a board you I find the K to be a board that we want to avoid trying to do anything with. Clap. Oh, what a stupid build. Okay. Alright, let's get some keycaps on. Let me also... I'm going to tidy up my workspace here. Stupid screws. I had a little baggie. What do I do with it? Here we go. This is the baggie of screws that we never want to use again. Alright, here was our previous assembly. It was JWK pewters with a minor spring swap to go up to 63.5. I'm just going to toss these keycaps back on. This is GMK Dolch, but a really old Dolch, not R5. Thrash and Tony, Chris looking extra cute in the stream. I appreciate that. You're looking cute too. Chris just found some nice junk. Oh yeah, maybe I'll give that away with the Duroc V1s. Who is that? Mellow Person, thanks for the follow. Happy... Oh shit, it's Monday. Happy Monday. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab the Noxery X60 R, and then we're gonna have some fun with keycaps. Andy, if you're still lurking, this is your time to pay attention. I'm not ready for too much. I know, man. Me neither. Okay, so here we got oh my god. We have an Noxery X60R, and then we have this K. Bro. You gotta be kidding me with this. Alright. I want to just forget this. I gotta figure out what's going on with the autofocus another day. Another time. Okay. Here, Sherlock, I don't think there's anywhere in the world where it is Sunday. It is still Sunday at this point. Is there? Hawaii. I think Hawaii, it's still Sunday for another 45 minutes. I'm not sure, though. I don't know if... Okay, anyways. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to change... I want to move over all the alphas onto the K, and then we're going to use Dandy for the mods, and then do the inverse on the X60R. Most of the Pacific. I've been meaning to try this out between Dandy and nuclear data. No, because because you cross the international date line, but Chris is why Hawaii still has 45 minutes. Is Hawaii the last? There's nothing else past that? That's where the international date line kind of begins, at the very end of Hawaii. Oh shit. The O has a backwards E sublegend. And upside down it looks like an E with an O sublegend. That was very briefly confusing. I'm picking up Marrow's 60 PCBs. Wait, do I need to know about this? Are they a good price? Like, are they well priced? Are they what I need? What is this about this Marrow 60 PCB? Please explain. I'm a little bit out of the loop on this one. MX/Alps compatible with O-ring cutouts. Drop the link, please. Drop the fucking link. We need this. All right, I'm gonna check that out. I gotta click that now before I forget. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay, there's some pretty disgusting stuff inside this X60R. So let me turn it upside down over a trash can. Okie doke. Time to have some fun here. Y'all ready for this? All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the overhead and I'm gonna turn off manual focus or turn off autofocus. Okay, this should be good here. Worth a look. Few versions, one has underglow with MX only, another MX/Alps has leaf spring cutouts for tray mount. Ooh. Sounds good. Is it, how's the pricing on it? realize I can just click and look, but you know, my hands are full. Lighter mods than alphas on one of the boards. Damn, we fucking vibing right now. This playlist is hard, man. Depending on the version, USB-C versus JST, cheapest is 35, most expensive is the underglow one at 50. I'm probably gonna cop. I guess, did Dandy not ship with Control? Oh shit. R3 Control. Dandy Nuclear Data look pretty decent together. I don't often like missing caps from sets of the same color category because if the hue is too far off between the two sets, it drives me crazy. I'm okay with different saturations and brightness, but the hue needs to be close. That's why I hate Hamon. I see. I mean, I'm just all about, hey, if they both got white, like Legends, I'm chill, man. All right, there are the boards. What do you guys think? Dandy and Nuke Data. There's another look. I'm gonna put this one here. I don't know. I actually like how this looks, but the problem is I don't think the case color matches. On the olive. I mean, I'll live with it, but it's like, I don't know that it really matches, you know? I'm not sure I like the green caps on the drab green board. I think I would have gone with a neutral color. Yeah, I agree, but this is where we've landed. Really quick, I'm gonna check out GMK Dandy, see what was included on the set, because I kind of forget. So apparently there are 1U like these logo keys that maybe I just didn't spot when I was sorting it out at first. It doesn't look like there's an R3 control though. So that's a weird choice, but all right, I'm not complaining. It's a nice set. So let me I'm going to try to track those down. That render looks like nothing. Looks nothing like the caps on your desk. I agree. I agree with that. After you said it, I agree. But I'm not crazy. Like I don't know how to put it. I'm not complaining because I think like the general idea of what was there, I'm perfectly fine with. I'm cool with. So all good. All right, we're gonna use those logo caps instead of arrow keys. I like when there's like logo win keys, or just some kind of symbol win key. Something that's not a word. I usually use arrows as my win keys because they don't get included enough. Okay. I also have accents that I never opened, but I don't think I'm going to use them. Why did I do that? We're going to plop these off. Alrighty. Those are the boards. I'm surprised I didn't hear any complaints about it. People in this hobby love to complain about color mismatches. Maybe they accepted it because there's so few green options. Maybe. Yeah, I didn't actually think of that. It's crazy, yeah, the color like hardly matches, but let's take another look at it real quick in case y'all want to see it. Pretty different. Pretty different. I don't know. Maybe it also could be my LUT. Let's see. Let's say we overhead filters. I mean, it's hard. It could be my LUT. I don't know. Like I'm now looking at it like side by side with like what's in front of me and what's on my screen. And now I'm not sure. Depending on where you lurk, there were some outcries here and there. I see, I see. Anyways. I mean, I guess you can kind of see what's on what's on the screen there versus what's in front of us. Okay. Oh man, I remember how much I like the X60R. The X60R is nice. All right, let's get this out of the way. This is not what we're here for. We're here for the K. Kind of matches the background of the renders more. All right. Prediction time. Let's do 131. No, let's do 132. I'm feeling adventurous. All right. Prediction period's up, guys. Get your wager in. See if you believe or doubt whether or not I can hit this goal. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean up a very minor amount here. And we got some giveaways. We got a nice giveaway later. We got a set of what appears to be Duroc V1 stabilizers. I guess we can kind of confirm. It might say. Punkshoe, thank you for the contribution. Where are we at now? Where are we at now? 86%, guys. You guys are incredible. This is like weird tape on all of this stuff. We are broke. All the points are gone. I'm going to set like another really, really high challenge later after Perestroika. It's probably going to be like show artisan box. They're just going to set it stupidly high. It might be another 1,000,000. Might not be a million. Okay, doke, I think we're good, right? Except for all this junk I have everywhere. Alrighty. Okay, let's chat about this, guys. This is... Ooh. Y'all hear that shit? Ooh. This is a K, an olive K, with the HAD60, had 60 PCB. It did work with the edge cuts that we needed for the Gummy O-ring. We have an aluminum plate with some, what was it again? Oh, TTC Matrix Wild switches with the stock springs, but they are fully tuned. We replaced the stupid screwless screws, and we have here the GMK Dandy mods and GMK Nuclear Data alphas. Let me make sure all these are pressed in. Hold up, let me check something. Is everything level? Yeah, it is. Did you get Dandy in Group Buy or how? Yes, I got it in Group Buy. Vin, welcome, by the way. Happy now Monday. Is there a big difference between Dandy and Group Buy and extras? Is it sold out? Oh, it is sold out. Okie doke. Goal is 132. We gotta hit 132. Let me find a nice theme here. Is there a nuclear? Oh shit! Hold up. We gotta take ours. Baby Dog 88. You came at the right time. We're about to do this type test. Oh, we're still under 3 hours. I'm hoping to end soon. Here, we're probably gonna run a giveaway afterwards. Keyboard. HAD60. Okie doke. Perfect. Thank you for the contribution. We're getting very close. Very, very close. Guys, you guys know how close we are. You're not going to want to miss me opening it. All right, we're looking for, is there a nuclear data? No. Is there a dandy? No. Is there a green? Nothing named green. I guess there's something called here called hedge. This kind of looks like matches the olive. Alrighty. Let me turn this air purifier off. Look at the music off here as well. All right, we're about to run this test again. Let me repeat for anyone just tuning in. Olive green K, brass bottom, alu plate, HAD60 PCB, Matrix TTC Wild switches, 55 gram, but it's really more like 68, two-stage springs, fully tuned, but those springs are stock, which is really nice that it came with that. And we got GMK Dandy mods and GMK Nuclear Data alphas. Goal is 132. Let's do this. Oh God. Dude, I had way too many mistakes here in this stretch. My bad, guys. My bad to the believers. All right. Congratulations, doubters. It's okay because you won. Gordon, would you say that Winkulus has no front teeth and HHKB only has front teeth? That's a funny way to put it. Guys, I really like these switches. I really like these springs. Although I made a bunch of mistakes here, I did like this. So it's pretty nice. Let's do a couple of 30s here. That's nice. What springs? Yeah, stock. These are 2-stage 68-gram springs, despite it being advertised as 55. 55 seems to be the actuation point of the switch, or the actuation force of the switch. Alrighty, let me listen to this space bar again real quick. I don't know if we need to just... Yeah, that's good. Pretty cool. Alright, some music back on, some 15s, a different angle, and we'll run a giveaway afterwards. Our last one. Alrighty, hey, 153 on that 15. That was nice. PB, we're only 4 short of our PB. I guess more like maybe 5 short. These are nice, right? What do you guys think? Feel wise, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't really bounce like at all. It just, I don't know what to say other than like it's a Gummy O-ring mount board, and somehow it feels pretty stiff. I don't think that's bad. I just think it's like, well, what did the Gummy O-ring really do for this? That's I think that's the big question. Like, what difference would this have made if you made it some other mount? It's otherwise a nice board with a cool ass finish, cool ass like bottom brass, you know, I guess brass bottom, with a cool engraving. So I like the board. It's just, it's a little bit of a thinker. I think thinker is the right way to describe it. Okie doke. You guys up for a giveaway? I feel like I'm up for a giveaway. And it's a pretty, we're going to call it a pretty decent giveaway. It's a bunch of these, what I believe are Duroc V1 stabilizers. Maybe we got to look it up, see what they included. Mono K, Kit details. Durock stabilizer. So yeah, because it has this and not this, it's Durock V1. Because all it says right here is Durock stabilizers on the KR2, November 2020 release. Guys, this was over 2 years ago when this dropped. The extra's coming out 1 year later, November 2021. Vintage. All right. On top of that, if you guys are also interested, I'm also throwing in a few more things. One, these terrible screws that I really highly recommend you don't use, and the accompanying Allen wrench, which also kind of just doesn't work with these because you shouldn't use these. And I'll throw in a stream sticker. And for anyone who hasn't seen stream stickers, we'll show it off here as well. Includes one of these 3 Cool S forehead alien, one of these 3 3D Cool S's, and possibly the Kawaii Drake. So any one of these guys. But you guys have seen this before, haven't you? Custom 3, welcome back. All right, giveaway time. All right, aggressive breezy beach. That's what it looks like. Might be a quick one for y'all. Okay. Here we are, guys. Exclamation play to join for this marbles race giveaway. Already know the deal. Add to your bank. We'll be sending some packages out when we hit the next 50. I still owe a couple from this round too. But guys, we're 40 subs away from doing 2 NK PBT sets. Novel Keys Cherry PBT. We got Blossom and Charcoal. So 40 more subs, and we'll get those giveaways squared away. But until that point, I'm gonna be giving away some junk. Add it to your bank. Durock V1 stabilizers and some shitty screws and the accompanying Allen wrench with a stream sticker. Let me begin to tabulate this. I will also work to put out my first ever YouTube video pretty soon on my brand new YouTube channel, meant just for type tests and keyboard content. So check that out. Exclamation YouTube brings us to the @CornerBlockers YouTube channel. So feel free to sub to that. I'm going to try to get one out within the next couple days. This is the stream of the 5th. Durock V1 from K, bad screws, Allen wrench, and we also got the one sticker. I'll be back, by the way, just giving you guys a heads up, I'll be back tomorrow for the a Pandora build. And then probably going to take Tuesday off. Probably. Not sure yet. And then we'll probably be coming back Wednesday for some more type tests. Try to figure out, diagnose what the frame drops are on the some of these videos that we've recorded thus far. All right, 30 seconds left to join, guys. Exclamation play for a marbles race giveaway. To this point here, the 8 of you guys got a good chance of winning some Durock V1 stabilizers. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a simple one. Well, that's funny. There's a boost that sends you backwards if you hit the middle of this first slot. And that happens actually in a couple places here on this stage. So, good luck, guys. Oh, Vin, did you make it in time? Oh, you did. Nice. All right, let's see what's going to happen here for y'all. Oh, oh, oh. Y'all guys all skipped it. It's looking good for kill combat. Wait, yo. That boost did nothing. Is it because you're in water? You guys might not be touching the bottom? That's like kind of funny, actually. I think Klexus might have got stopped up. All right. Kill combat and Fush. Pretty good opportunities here. Oh! Oh! Kill combat got stuck! Oh my goodness! Fush with the win! Anticlimactic map. No, I mean those little boosts, they don't push you all the way back, but they are kind of funny. Clam, alrighty, congrats, Fush. Meanwhile, Custom 3, is this night number 2? You've gotten the last place finish. You can choose a raid target if you so please. Fush. Last place 2 days in a row. All right. So just as a heads up, we got Zestrion is on, but so is AI Seinfeld. Watch me forever. Oh shit! It got banned. AI Seinfeld got banned. Oh shit! When did that happen? All right, Zestrion. Let's raid Zestrion. What the heck happened? You guys know what happened? Damn, that's disappointing, man. I've been watching that all day. Said some not so good stuff. Oh shit! Is there any news articles on that? Is there any news on it yet? Okay, we're gonna raid Zestrion, guys. Again, just giving y'all the heads up. New YouTube channel. We're gonna put out a video at some point this week, and probably we're gonna get a cycle going so that we could just have like a steady stream of type tests up. Discord. All right, I'm gonna open this up, but I'm also gonna mute this real quick. Discord, if you haven't already joined the Discord, exclamation Discord there. Feel free to join. What else you got? Notification link on live. What else? Pings if you have your Twitch link or Discord, and subbed for the giveaways that are good. And also discussions for whatever we're sort of doing here on stream. We're about to raid Zestrion here, so here's some raid messages. The first one if you're subbed, the second one if you're not. Be back tomorrow, and I'll see you guys then. Good night, everybody.